So here's y'all a good one. It's clay rooted it's in the creek there, which is not good because it's blocking that darn creek down through there now, which there's really not any water in it. But then it's up in the air. If you look all the way up there in the top, what happened, that top's going to be wedged against those trees up there, and it's going to be pushing back this way. So this thing is going to be, it's going to be kind of crazy cutting it. I'm just going to kind of work it with a saw, and because it's going to have all kind of tension on it, and it could go up or down either way. But so I'm just going to kind of ease into it with a saw. I'm going to start back here and kind of cut some of this stuff off, get it out of the way, and start working up through there. And all I want to do is get the hole through it where you ain't got to go up under it, you know, to get around it. But that's a big hickory right there. And then right up the road, there's a whole nother jumble mess. If I can get this opened up through here, that's kind of my goal right now to get that done. But we're going to be running Huskies today. I'm going to be running the 562 XP. I'll probably start off. This is Screaming Demon, the old one. I pulled the piston out of it and then stuck it back in there. I'm going to start off running this one here and cutting some of the little stuff out of the way. And then once I go to cut the main trunk, then I'll swap back to the 562. All right, again, we're going to be starting off with the 550. All right, I'm gonna get the camera a little bit closer, and I think I'm gonna cut the I'm gonna cut it off with the 550 there. We'll see here what happens. All right, let's see what this tree does when we start into it. So we can figure out. Sometimes you just gotta feel your way through them. I mean, you can look at them till you're blue in the face, but it may not, what you see may not be what the tree's gonna do either. We'll see. All right, so that's the reason why I cut so far down on this bottom side over here, was just in case it did that, where it gave me enough tolerance on the bottom to where hopefully it was gonna try to lift, and that's what it did, the way it worked. So it's perfect now. We can just take I'll probably swap to the 562 over there now. Got a little bit more power. I was feeding that chain in there on this one, and a lot of times you forcing it like what I was forcing it just then upside down, it'll bend, it'll get them chips in between that chain and that bar a little bit, and that's what it was doing. But the dang saw is cutting. There's a double wide chip right there. So yeah, it's doing pretty good. Yep. All right. Let me swap saws. So a little side note, the Ranger, if you're facing this tree like this, the Ranger's sitting over there to the left, and I need to go back to the right. I really didn't think this out too well, but it's okay. I was going to have to move this stuff anyhow, but this hickory's a good bit bigger than what it looks on the video here. And so I took and cut, basically firewood sticks out of it to get it where I could roll the pieces. And man, I still like to not have rolled them things out of the way enough to be able to get the Ranger out. This is still that Carlton chain on the saw, and it don't have a lot of life left in it, and I'm probably not going to run it a lot longer. But this chain has been kind of a thorn in my side a little bit. Cutting with it, it was the rakers on it when it was given to me had been taken down way too low, and I have fought that through this entire chain. It's a lot better than what it was, but I'll be glad to put this in the scrap iron bucket when it's time for it. And I hate to throw one away before I don't want to slap out. You know what I mean? saw classes are coming up. Down below is the dates for November the 12th and the 13th, and then I think the 3rd and the 4th of December of 2021. If you're interested in doing that and getting involved in the storm stuff like that right there, this same piece of property where that tree was I just cut up, there's a whole bunch of them on this property. And we're going to go down in there at the end of both classes, and we're going to work on some trees like those. And I'm going to be there and kind of walk you through it. You know, I'll have a saw and I can start it or whatever, you know, start cutting on them and just kind of walk you through the different scenarios and the things to watch for on doing that kind of work like that. It's very dangerous, and a lot of times you don't have any idea what the tree's going to do. You can look at it sometimes and you can say, okay, this tree's going to do this, or this is obvious is what it's going to do. But sometimes, a lot of times it's not like that. You kind of got to what I call feel your way through it. And sometimes you can make a plan and say, okay, this is going to work like this. And all of a sudden then you got to back up and regroup and try something different. So again, if you're interested in it, email me. Either one of those saw classes, email me. I still got spots open in both of them. And I'll send you a course outline for the whole thing. And it details everything that we'll be doing and all that stuff like that. So appreciate y'all watching. Love working with the chainsaws and all that stuff. So while y'all are watching this video, I'm actually going to be going, I hadn't said anything to it about it till just now. I'm going to be going to the TCI show in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's Thursday through Saturday. I'm going to be there Thursday and Friday both at the show. Going to be doing a lot of interviewing, a lot of filming while I'm there. Those of y'all who are in the tree industry or want to know things, you know, or see something on film that's maybe at the show, note it in the questions down below, in the comments down below. Note it down there, and I'll try to clip it and go from there. So I've got several things lined up to do while I'm up there as far as the, you know, at the show. So it ought to be a real good time. I mean, everything that has to do with tree care, whether it's a list, chippers, stump grinders, anything, chainsaws, climbing, everything, they will be there. You can look it up online and just do a Google search on it. But so like I said, I'll be there at least Thursday and Friday for that, and then I need to make my way back. I'm actually giving up some very precious work time to go up there and do this thing. So we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.